We're double checking with the Highway Patrol, making sure everything's on go there.
Sure.
We're alerting the media.
Right.
One of the things that I'm doing here is getting the word out.
Absolutely.
So all that, because a lot of times people don't plan, you know, a month ahead of time.
Sure, or even a week ahead of time.
Yeah, right.
That's right.
So we're reminding everybody that a week from today at 4:30 for them to come out. The speaking will begin exactly at 6.
On the nose, yes.
And Morgan Martin, our local wonderful attorney, will be our MC.
Oh, good. I know one of his partners, Tommy Britton's done that many times in the past.
Tommy Britton says he's only giving it up temporarily. He unfortunately had a conflict, so he says his partner can have it temporarily, but Morgan says if he does a really great job, he might not let Tommy come back.
Tommy, I'm sure, will fight for that. That's right. And George Hearn, their other partner, would probably be a pretty good
that's
one
right,
on the
that's right.
podium as well. I'm sure he'd like to get a temporary day in there.
Yeah, I mean, and both of them, I mean, Tommy did a great job. I know that Morgan will do a great job because you've got to have this running on time.
Oh, yeah.
As you know, politicians sometimes can speak longer than, so we've got to, one of the things that my father would do would sit at the table and he would have a list of all the candidates and how many, he had it down to a science. Okay, I'll give this person 2 minutes. I'll give this person 3 minutes. This will be 5 minutes. You know, and he does it because he doesn't want it to go too late.
Sure, sure.
He'd like to get everybody out by around 9.
So your father had been the MC in past years, or did he always still get somebody like a Tommy or otherwise to help?
No, he, it was, let's see, who did we have? We had Bill Davis, I believe, was our MC.
Right, good.
Yeah, and Daddy's voice had gotten bad as he got older.
Sure,
So but I think they have an outside person.
It's a great idea, absolutely.
Especially a person, a lawyer that has such a wonderful booming voice.
Anyway, yes, yes.
But now, part of our celebration of honoring the 2 congressmen, we are asking former congresspeople from South Carolina to come. So I know that Robin Talon is coming from Florence.
One of them will be with us tomorrow to highlight the
Right,
Stump
John
as well.
Jenrette.
Absolutely.
Liz Patterson has been invited. We do not know yet.
Good.
Butler Derrick has been invited. We do not. I think that he is going to be able to come.
Right.
There's a fellow named Ken Holland in the upstate.
Okay.
So
These are all Democratic congressmen that are invited, or
yes.
Okay. Yes. Still just because they have that opportunity to address the crowd from the stage.
That's right. That's right.
That's great, and to help highlight those 2 men.
And it's not just national politics. You know, stumping is for all levels. So so the county council candidates will be there.
Sure.
The school board candidates will be there. Oh, by the way, we will have the Jim Rex.
Fantastic. Oh, great. The superintendent of education will be in town the next Monday. That's a reason for folks to get out to see Jim Clyburn, John Spratt, and Jim Rex.
And go and be able to, you know, if you've been saying, you know, I don't like the way my school, well, what better ear?
Absolutely.
Than to talk to Jim Rex.
The superintendent of education himself. That is wonderful.
Isn't that great?
You'd had Inez Tenenbaum out there in
Inez will be here.
In 2 years ago. And obviously the thrill there for folks who attended 2 years ago to hear the impassioned pleas of Fritz Hollings as he was introducing Joe Biden, and a real emotional talk there, and of course their connection, highlighting Joe's first term in the U.S. Senate and how Senator Hollings had really helped encourage him to stick it out after his wife was tragically killed. It was a powerful day.
That is a powerful story.
Moving day for everyone.
Yeah.
We sure hope.
Because, well, Senator Biden was ready to quit, to be home with the children that remained.
Absolutely. And Senator Hollings and Pizzi really pushed hard to have him stick it out and actually take seat. And of course he did, and did a tremendous job, even leading up to 2 years ago. The biennial event, it is always every 2 years.
Absolutely, every 2 years. That's right.
Right.
And I'll just tell you, I actually talked to Senator Biden's office this week.
Yeah.
And I told him, listen, now I know y'all were here 2 years ago, but if you want to come and help us honor Clyburn and Spratt, we would love to have you.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not out of the question.
Oh, good, great. He's got a week to make that decision. He could even make it the last day, the day of.
You know that politicians do not always make their plans
Until
way
the
ahead of
day
time.
of, or-
It could be
sure.
the day of. That's right.
Exactly. How exciting. There could be some other big names. I was fascinated to see that President Clinton, or then running for office, Clinton and Gore, sent somebody,
They
a
did.
representative for
They
them,
did.
someone to help nominate those two, or at least President Clinton years ago, which was
That's right.
exciting to see.
We'll have surrogates
Sure.
for the existing candidates that
Right.
are running right now. There will be somebody speaking for Hillary Clinton. There will be somebody speaking for Obama. I do not know who those people will be right now.
Right.
Since our primary is over, they're all busy
Sure. Oh, yeah.
elsewhere.
That's right.
As we all know.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And, of course, just last week, a very exciting vote there in North Carolina, in our brother state or sister state, our other Carolina state, and a lot happening over the last, leading up to next week. It's very, very exciting.
Well, it really is. I mean, it's an unusual year because it's very unusual to have a woman as one candidate and a black as another. It has never been done before as possible.
Right.
Whoever will win.
Absolutely. We got 5 minutes, and speaking of that, we've just a week. Of course, so much has to happen. Tell us who else is really involved. What other family members are involved? Of course, you and your sister, and then your 3 cousins
Right.
are immediately
Right.
involved. I know Sally Howard year after year, and of course, we haven't promoted a phone number. If folks have questions that we may not have answered, there's a couple of good phone numbers. I saw one for your
Yes.
sister and one for Sally Howard.
Well, the number. Okay, the number
is
at
there
our
a number
office.
at the office?
The number at
Great,
the office
great.
is 843
Right.
358
358
3252.
3252.
And
okay.
that was the number we gave for my sister, but
Good.
anybody there should be able to answer the question or can get to one of us.
Great. 358 3252. That's
Yes.
fantastic. And of course, they can go online to
Right.
GalivantsFerryStump.com to learn more about it. But it is a rain or shine event.
Absolutely. It's Sally Howard, and let me give you her phone
Sure,
number,
sure.
is 843-455-1936.
1936. And Sally is helping bring the
She
two
is the
families
coordinator.
together. Good. Great.
The coordinator between the two families,
Right.
which is great to have a central coordinator.
Mm-hmm,
So my sister and I and my 3 cousins, who are Billie Holliday, Judson Holliday,
Right.
and Betty Holliday McLeod, we are the 4th generation that have put on this stump speaking. And we have got the 5th generation that are learning.
Good. Great.
My sister's children and my cousin's children, are all learning and will continue it on because it is not funded by the Democratic Party.
Right.
It is not funded by any entity. It is put on by the Holliday family as a service.
Great. And it shows. I mean, it's a magnificent event in a service capacity, and surely to think about the 5th generation and then the 6th, 7th, and 8th generations. What do you think it is for attendees that want them to, really encourage them to keep coming back? You see many of the same folks, but a lot of new faces year after year. You've had upwards of 5,000 folks at a time out there.
Did.
I mean, amazing crowds out there, and the crowds change every other year, obviously. But what do you think gets attendees keep coming back, Russell?
I think it's the fun. There's nothing else like it. It's the festival atmosphere.
Yeah.
It's the being able to see people from all over the state that maybe they haven't seen since last year.
Right.
It's old-timey politicking
Oh yeah.
that just doesn't exist any longer.
Now, of course, the holidays, for the most part, I think maybe your father, your uncle, or maybe your grandfather had served in the state house at one time.
He was a senator.
Okay.
He was a state senator.
Your dad or your uncle? Yeah.
Excuse me, my grandfather.
Your grandfather, okay.
George Judson
any of the
Holliday.
others, either your uncle or dad, who
No.
have thought about that, or they like being behind the scenes
They
men like their
were
daughters? Yeah.
they were asked,
Right.
and my father said that he'd much rather be in the background.
Yeah.
He had all the political friends,
Right.
but he really liked being in the background.
Right.
And we liked him being in the background with us. Growing up, we would not have seen him as much
Oh yeah.
if he had gone off.
Well, the event, of course, he was able to bring it into the millennium in 2000, and then I think I saw reading at the Library of Congress site that only 4 months later he passed away, so he was able to celebrate.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
I would have regretted if he hadn't gotten to see that. He loved it. He lived and breathed. People said that if John Monroe Holliday was an inveterate letter writer, and he would write them, call them, and say, okay, if you are not at the Galivants Ferry Stump speaking, it is the kiss of death. You will not get elected.
Yeah.
Okay, so Phil later, one year, did not make it because of plane trouble, and he didn't get elected.
No.
So the myth continues.
Oh, I love it. I love it. We will talk to former Congressman Jen Redd about that tomorrow, and of course some of the great stories of other folks that have attended. But as you think about it for you, Russell, and of course seeing the fifth generation coming on board now, and really they're monitoring those itineraries, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes.
That's right.
And really thinking it through. Something that you're thinking about that you're really excited about. Any of the speakers that you really want to hear next Monday?
I really want to hear Jim Clyburn. He is a great speaker. I really want to hear John Spratt. He is brilliant. I mean, he is the budget guru, which sounds very boring, but he can actually make it interesting.
No, very definitely.
Jim Rex, to find out what's going on. We've got candidates that are running for Congress that will be there. I'm fascinated to listen to them. I'm interested in the school board or county council.
Sure.
Probably more than listening to their speeches, more on a one-to-one basis.
Right, seeing them work the crowd.
Yes, yes, to see how they answer the questions, and I think they'll all do really well.
We'll see you next Monday, Russell. Sorry we've run out of time.
Oh my, I got so much more to say.
I know. I'll try to do it in the wrap here. Thanks so much.
All right, okay.
Absolutely. Stay tuned to more Carolina people with Russell Holliday, the Galivants Ferry Stump, coming up next. This biennial event, at least 132 years old, draws people from all over the South to a place called Galivants Ferry. Think about that. No industry, no main street, just that blinking light there on Highway 501. A place with a general store and a gas station. For some reason, people come. They keep coming every other year. They keep coming. You can be a part of that. Next Monday, the 12th, May 12th, a big celebration day to honor two amazing men. So many folks will be there, Jim Clyburn and John Spratt, two amazing congressmen that are working every day. You can be a part of that. You can be with these folks face to face. You heard Russell talk about it. She wants to see the superintendent of education. She wants to see the local school board members, the folks running for county council or state senate or state house. It's a great opportunity to be out there. The entertainment starting at 4:30. It's a rain or shine event. Russell said it off camera. There's enough room in the old general store to make it a celebration, rain or shine. But folks will be out there. They're coming from far and wide. Take the time to get out there. Go online to GalivantsFerryStump.com to learn more, or pick up the phone, 843-358-3252. The entertainment at 4:30, the official event kicking off at 6 p.m. as the fourth generation is handing off to the fifth generation, getting ready for that sixth generation. You can be a part of it. Russell Holliday, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you so much.